Hi. So today we are going to demonstrate the communication between a DCS controller, Siemens DCS controller, and Rockwell PLC. That too with actual inputs and actual outputs. So basically, I will just show you. This is the main Siemens DCS controller of S7400 series AS410, and this is the field PLC, that is Micrologix 1400. This is the gateway which would be required as an interface between these two PLCs. Okay. Then this is the push button and lamp testing assembly, which we will use for actual demonstration, so that actual inputs will be fed from this kit and output will be reflected on lamp. Then for analog inputs and outputs, we need to give the inputs and outputs from the Rockwell software. So this is the Rockwell software from where we are going to simulate the analog inputs and outputs. Only for analog inputs and outputs. However, in our actual configuration, all our analog inputs and outputs will be coming directly to the Siemens DCS controller. So this is the sample screen that has been prepared, which consists of one wall, one motor, and one PID block. Okay, with level transmitter. So all this screen and the software. This software is a PCS7 version 9.0. So this is the latest PCS7 software. So if we click on this faceplate, then there would be we can say such kind of faceplate with various functionalities like alarms, then trends. Then there are certain parameters like watchdog timer simulation. So all those we can say parameter settings will be done from here, as well as monitoring, enabling and disabling will be done from here. And here you will get all the indications or mode status, like your wall is in auto mode, it is in manual mode, it is in local mode, or it is out of service, like this, or local operator permissions. And here you will get the actual status of the physical inputs and outputs. So basically this is the kind of faceplate that is for the on off wall. So similar way, there is, we can say, a block icon and a faceplate for the motor. So from here we can change the mode to automatic, out of service, and from here we can start or stop the motor. So rest of the tabs are again similar. So there would be device specific alarms, there would be device specific trends, and there would be device specific parameter settings. So this is generally the block icon and the symbol for the motor. Now again there would be a block for PID. So this is for control wall. So here again we'll be having this mode settings, then set point internal and external. So internal means it is directly from the faceplate, and external means it is from the some logic or from the recipe. So here we will get the process value, set points, then what is the output. Then similar way we will get the alarms related to this PID loop. Then there would be settings like for the process values, all these high alarm, high warning. Then for the deviations, so the error between set point and actual process value. So there also we can have the alarm generation. Then there would be set point low as well as high range, so we can limit the set point also. So these are the set parameters screen. Then here there would be, we can say, trends for the process value, for the set point and the control output. Then here we can also have the gradients, so rate of change can be controlled or can be defined or can have the alarms from this PID faceplate. So this is what is the in general we can say faceplate. Actually, if this can also be customized as required. Now this is a level transmitter. We can say this is the analog input. So here again the same way we can have the process value indications. Here we are having a bar graph where actual value can be indicated in bar graph. Here we can get the alarms related to that process inputs. Here there would be set points which we can define here. Then there would be trends, actual trends as well as historical trends related to that process value. And there would be certain service functions like simulation or maintenance or bypass if it is required. If it is not required, then we can eliminate it or we can hide it from the faceplate as well. So this is for analog input. Then this is the faceplate or indication for the switch. So if there would be any switch, then we will get its status, whether that is active or inactive, like this. In similar way, there would be the alarms or events related to that switch, and there would be again a suppression time, delay time. So all these flickering of physical input from the field can be adjusted with the suppression time. So basically this is what is the faceplate for the DI switch. So basically our agenda is to demonstrate communication between a field devices and a Siemens DCS controller. So intermittently, as per our system configuration, so we are having the Micrologix 1400 PLCs in the field for individual reactors, and so we have to use this Micrologix PLCs, and we have to communicate it with the S7400 PLC, and from this faceplate or from the DCS software, so we have to operate these field devices. So we will just look one by one input, so that we will test it with the actual switch and lamp assembly. Okay, so okay, then we'll start